What's up? I think we're live here. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. My name is Mustache Dave. This is Awesome Lobby Red, week 4, joined this evening by the man himself, Esquire. How's it going, man?
Dave, it is going good. I am excited to get into the set of matches that we have in store for tonight. Red Lobby, so we have a lot of good teams competing, trying to push their stats, push their season standings to get into Lobby 1. But yeah, Dave, so, a lot to look forward to. We had a very exciting week last week for this specific lobby, so a lot of teams to look out for. But we should have our plane coming out shortly for our first match of the night.
Yeah. I mean, especially after last week, I'm pumped up. I'm ready to go, and I'm sure these teams are as well. And we're getting our first plane of the night. It's I want to say it's kind of gentle on these guys. It's going to allow them to kind of spread out and get that loot that they want early on here.
Yeah, the plane's going to be traveling from the northwest, cutting across the northern half of the island, moving towards pretty much the central eastern coast. So it's going to cut off a lot of the southern part of the map, Dave. It might crowd the northern part, actually, quite a bit. We see a lot of teams already opting for that northern part. We see a team, Noble, already going to Zarki, 2 teams dropping to Georgia Pole, and a few teams spreading out kind of along this plane path.
Yeah. I mean, right off the bat, something that's sticking out to me is Noble going to Zarki, kind of what you touched on over there. Interesting play. Hopefully, this first circle is not center on military base. That will definitely affect them here tonight in game 1.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at this though. Optic already getting in an engagement with Rush. Borjuzzi drops the shotgun and just totally takes out Baja Waka. That's going to be a rough loss for Optic this early on, having this this contest here in this Georgia Pole area. That's going to be a really tough loss for them, Dave.
Yeah, really tough. I believe Optic, they still have 3 members alive here. It's just one of them, if I'm not mistaken, being taken out by Rush. Yeah, so I mean, they're gonna have to loot up and pretty much play it safe, but I mean, or they might go for that revenge play. I mean, it is Rush, and they know it is Rush because of that, confirmed kill. But that first circle is up, so it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, first circle is up. It is going to be taking our teams down to the southwestern corner of the map. So a lot of these teams are going to have to transition pretty far. A lot of these teams opted for the northern half of the map, given what sort of plane path we had to work with. We see Define Legit and the rest of his team up there in Severny. It's a place that we see them drop a lot, actually. Same with Optic. Optic, although they lost
a member Baja
early.
Waka.
Yeah,
Baja
Waka's still up, yeah. But as long as they still have 3 up, I think they're going to be pretty solid. They're a squad that usually performs well as long as they have 3 players up. But we do see this circle already starting to get populated as a lot of these teams are starting to realize that they need to finish up their looting phase and get into the safe area.
All right, so I mean, if we're looking at strictly the first circle, I believe we have Elusive Gaming up in there, looking good, pretty centered up right there. I believe that's the Toast and Fizzle blinked. And then we have the Liddy Committee also in there. TLC is their clan tag or their squad tag. So, I mean, they're going to be able to loot up and kind of just play it nice and passive and let the kills come to them in a sense. Besides those 2 squads that are kind of centered up, I mean, what else really sticks out to you just right now? I mean, very beginning of the game, I mean, not much going on, of course, but.
Well, very beginning of the game, what we see here is the Liddy Committee is already making a transition towards that military island. And given what they have to work with, they have quite a bit of time to work with, Dave, to finish this looting phase. So they're going to be able to get uncontested loot over in the military island and still have an alright circle position. Likely they're going to have to end up crossing the bridge to the main island, which could present some issues, sort of towards the mid game. But as far as this early game, I think they're in a pretty good spot. Other than that, I guess there's a lot of teams here in the north that need to transition. But I think it could be a fairly tame early game, except for once we start to get into this mid game phase.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too worried about it. Everybody's spread out right now. This first circle, I mean, it has some water in it, right? But I mean, like it's not the worst. We've seen far worse first circles in previous matches. So I'm not too worried about that. That might be something that the Liddy committee takes into consideration when they cross back over to the mainland. I'm not sure. We'll see what they have to do. But here we go. Young Bay getting some early action coming out here with this AK. Young Bay is from Sweaty Nerds.
Yeah, Sweaty Nerds is a team that we haven't heard a lot out of yet, but they do have Pachinki all to themselves, so they are certainly getting looted. We see Tild here going up to the garage building to score some of that loot up there. But yeah, I mean, you know, I'm interested to see how this squad performs tonight. They're definitely a squad that I have noticed in terms of their name. I think the name stands out.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Sweaty Nerds. In Pachinki at that. I mean, Sweaty Nerds, where else would you expect them to drop? None other than Pachinki. I really don't know. So I feel like it fits them perfectly here. Here's a first crate coming in hot, right on top of Sweaty Nerds.
Yeah, it looks like Tild is actually going to get this crate too. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and see what's inside and see what he's going to be getting. An M24 level 3 helmet, compensator, and a med kit is going to provide a lot of utility and damage for this Sweaty Nerd squad. But Dave, looking at the map, we're starting to see even more teams transition. The Liddy committee has opted for Novo, not going into the military proper, but they're going to be getting a lot of loot over there regardless. It looks like a lot of our teams in the north have continued looting, but we do see Ghost Gaming starting to transition out of Severny towards the south.
Yep. Ghost Gaming, I mean, they get to loot all by themselves pretty much in the safety and security, but let's see, they have a couple vehicles. It looks like they might be heading straight for Noble here. I'm not so sure exactly what's going to happen there, but if you're looking at strictly a circle, I'm really digging fadeaway 3's position. That's squad 9 on the map right now, kind of in the north there by the runes. We actually have some fights going on center of the circle. Team 8 Vapor Esports taking a couple shots, pot shots here and there. But not much. I mean, people, you know, like we see time and time again, the transition phase. We might see maybe one, maybe even two squads get into this early fight. But really at this point in the game, people are just trying to look for a compound to kind of bunker down in and call home for a circle or two.
Yeah, Noble's going to take a position up on this hill, reuniting with their teammates as McCoy from Ghost Gaming drove right through their squad as they were beginning the transition. A little bit away from his teammates, but they are coming. We see Profi moving in on this sniper tower to reunite with his teammates, but a lot of shots now coming out from the center of the circle, Dave.
Yep. This is Core 4 coming in hot. That's my main man, Monte Carbo right now.
Yeah, Spray is going to get the Spray's going to actually get a kill over here as well. So Monte Carbo and his squad of Core 4 coming out strong already at this compound just east of the quarry.
Yeah, and you know, that's kind of surprising. We don't see many squads tend to even come to this area, the quarry. It's kind of one of those forbidden zones, kind of like the swamp. But you know, with this first circle, and depending on the next one, of course, we might see some people, you know, knees deep in some quarry action.
Yeah, definitely. And as the blue is starting to encroach on this first safe zone, Dave, all of our teams now are beginning this transition, and the map is starting to look a little bit clustered as we do have, you know, about 20%, maybe 30% of this circle occupied by water.
Yep. I mean, honestly, the water is only going to favor the Liddy committee when they have to push back over to the mainland, because I don't suspect this circle is going to favor them coming up here shortly. But besides that, you know, depending on the next circle, of course, it can even play into favor of some solo members if we do happen to have one or two kind of straggle in here as this transition phase is going down. People, Snaker 69 taking shots left and right here. Let's see if we can connect these. Who's behind that rock?
Yeah, that was Major NL taking a little bit of damage from Snaker 69 over on Team Hooligans. So definitely some good damage being put out from this squad as teams begin to transition towards the center part of the circle, Dave. And we already see that a lot of teams are opting for the center part. A lot of shots now coming out from the quad pin boys, connecting a little bit onto Trekker, who is driving away in the US but is able to get out of there.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully for him, live to tell another tale. And you know, with all that information coming out, you'll definitely be able to relay it to your squad and be like, guys, don't go over there. You don't even want to look that way. Getting shot with the AKM like that, it could be a nasty one if it lands.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I'm a little bit worried about, Dave, is the
What are you
Liddy
worried
committee's
about?
position right now in Novo. It looks like, given what we have in the circle, a lot of these prime compounds here in the sort of the most proper part of this first circle are going to be occupied. So it's going to be very dangerous as they start to move in.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we see this. It looks like Ghost Gaming is actually taking shots right now, returning shots. And meanwhile, we have Optic over here just taking shots as well. I believe with Ghost Gaming. So it looks like they might be kind of going for the same compound in a sense. I mean, these squads are top tier squads, so they know exactly what compound is the strongest one in every single zone. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see an early fight between these guys pop off here in a minute.
Yeah, we've got Ghost Gaming over here with the elevated advantage on Team Optic. Both teams have a few cars to create some sort of cover, so they're going to need to be very careful of each other as they start to move once the circle adjusts. But yeah, it looks like the final portions of our teams are starting to transition. TLC still taking a little bit of their time. They don't have, you know...
They want that loot. Yeah. The loot goblins for life.
Yeah, they saw no competition there in Novo, so they are taking full advantage of that uncontested loot.
I mean, besides them, they're gonna kind of straggle into the circle kind of late here. But I predict that they have the med set. We'll get them through it. Get them through it here. But let's see. This is Murderous Plush Toys. We see a lot from these guys, time and time again. They're kind of at the bottom of our current auzom global leaderboard, so they're definitely trying to prove something here tonight.
Yeah, they've taken a position just up the hill from this squad right here. It's going to be Vapor Esports with 3 members occupying this compound. So it's going to be interesting to see if Oberjolm, Fuzzy, Major NL, and Bard Dave are going to be able to spot these guys out, protect their flanks, and possibly get some kills.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that about game 1 here tonight, yeah, we saw that early kill. But besides that, it's been really quiet, actually. I mean, we still have 16 teams alive. I want some blood. I want some action. Let's see. Let's see what this next circle provides us with.
Yeah, we see Ghost Gaming getting some shots out on this compound right below them, getting a knock onto one of the players down there already. Ghost Gaming Profi trying to see if he can get any sort of line of sight on the rest of these players, making sure to watch his flank to protect against the Optic push if it were to come.
You talk about blood, little Prodigy taking out Trevor along the way. We're about to see some action pop off as, like you mentioned earlier, all these squads, they're going straight for the center. So, I mean, we're bound to have some conflicts. And there's the next zone. Next zone is up. Holy camole.
Yeah, next zone is up. We're going to look at it. The teams will need to transition a little bit. It opted for the right side of the previous circle a little bit. But yeah, I mean, still a lot of these squads are looking pretty good, Dave. A lot of these compounds.
The Liddy committee, they can walk right in.
Yeah, they can walk right in. But a lot of these compounds, Dave, that were previously occupied are already safe once again. So not a lot of movement is going to be required of a few of these teams.
Yeah, Sweaty Nerds still in Pachinki, still looting. They're looking pretty good. But that west side, woo, we got a majority of the teams on the west side, and they're popping up right now as we're talking here. We're popping into Little Prodigy here. He actually took some shots. He's gonna med up. He's gonna heal using that first aid. Let's see what this guy can do. I mean, he has his full squad. So I'm curious to see actually what they end up doing. I'm not too crazy about their current position, but they are in the zone.
Yeah, Quad Pin is going to spot out the boys from Rush, starting their transition. Going to be taking a few shots drunk with the 8 times on the assault rifle. Not connecting enough to put out any severe damage, but enough to let them know that that compound is occupied. Meanwhile, shots coming out from Little Prodigy again down at the Quad Pin squad that had occupied that compound. So a lot of action now taking off, Dave, as the circle has progressed. And this is sort of setting the pace for the evening in the first match of the night.
Yeah, it definitely is. We got those 2 fights happening. Meanwhile, Ghost Gaming, they're kind of going for a new position in the zone, and they're running right into Core 4. Meanwhile, Elusive Gaming, they're coming in hot with all vehicles, 4 vehicles strong. Looks like they're going to roll right in. I mean, the area that I'm specifically talking about is kind of that intersection near the gas station, near the ferry pier. I mean, I believe because we do have water still in the circle, that squads don't want to be too far away from that water because, like I mentioned earlier, it's an insurance policy.
Yeah, definitely. And we just saw Bardave go down to Murderous Plush Toys. Scurry 9 of Hooligans has spotted him out there on the hill and is able to get the down down, trying to secure the kill as we see smokes coming out to try to provide some cover from the rest of his team, the Murderous Plush Toys.
All right, let's see. Murderous Plush Toys. We got Elusive Gaming, like I just mentioned, pulling up, taking some shots here. Snorlax with that sweet M4 red dot. Let's see if he can land some of these on Noble, as Noble is going straight to the fairy pier. One of them taken out. Looks like 2 members left remaining of Noble. They were able to make it into the compounds in that particular area, but their position is blown. And like we mentioned, the Ghost Gaming, they're about to square off right now with Elusive Gaming in this kind of forest area.
Yeah, Define Legit actually just went down, but was able to get picked back up by one of his teammates, and meds are going off. So his health is going to be back as they start to look down and see if they can get any eyes on this Elusive squad that they just heard shooting over there at Noble.
Yep. So I mean, they're not being too aggressive here. Looking at the map, you know, they're just comfortable enough with knowing the information on exactly where they are. So they might actually let them slide this circle. But 2 squads are stacked right on top of each other. Look at that gas station, man. Look at that gas station. Hooligans and Slime Squad. These guys are practically splitting rent over here. I don't know what's happening here, but they're getting shot, by the way, by Murderous Plush Toys. They don't like what's happening over there. Too many people going on.
Yeah, Team Hooligans gave up their position when they took out Bar Dave, so they are going to be very close to some dangerous engagements as the Slime Squad has occupied that area just next to them. We hear grenades coming out from one of these squads. Fuzzy Potato using this crate as cover, trying to get any sort of peeks that he can onto Carbon XYZ, but not able to see anything yet. Sharu doing everything he can to avoid these grenades that are just flying out, putting a lot of area damage onto both squads.
Yeah, honestly, this is a lose-lose situation, in my opinion, because no matter who wins this fight, you're going to be down meds. You're going to be down maybe even a helmet, and Murderous Plush Toys, they're overlooking this whole thing, so they'll be able to referee this whole thing. But look at this next zone. These guys, they don't have to move. Holy camole.
This next zone is pretty intense, Dave. We have the channel playing into it, so this circle is going to be inhabited by quite a bit of water relative to the rest of the zone. We see Quad Men taking some shots at Rush and the rest of their teammates as they are starting to transition from their outside of the zone position to try to be safe. But we also see more shots coming out here on this hill that has been very active, where Hooligans, Slime Squad, and the rest of Murderous Plush Toys are.
Now, if there's one squad that has been lucking out this whole game, the Liddy Committee, they're over here straight chilling on the other side. What a call on their part to go to Military Island. Now they just kind of need to protect the area, make sure no one crosses that bridge. As it looks like Ghost Gaming, they're going right on that bridge. They're gonna play bridge troll this game. So hopefully the Liddy Committee doesn't have to move across that. But looking over here, Murderous Plush Toys pretty much smack in the center, going to be able to take shots at everybody that is making this transition, as we see Major NL taking a couple of shots over here on that shack over there on Quad Pen.
Yeah, we just saw a little Prodigy was able to get a lot of damage, and then a motorcycle wreck taking out the rest of a squad. Quad Pen taking a lot of shots now at the rest of the team over there for Fadeaway 3. So a lot of shots coming out now. A lot of teams are going to have to transition on this western side of the map, Dave.
Core 4 about to roll right behind Fury over here. Fury already looking at him over there on the west side. There's just going to be so much action in this current transition stage, as all these squads are forced to move into such a condensed zone with so much water.
Yeah, we see Fury going ahead and opting to take these shots at the squad of Core 4 that is transitioning right past them. They're going to have a line of sight now to take a few more shots as that UAZ is spinning out. And we see one member, Monte Carlo of Core 4, getting downed out there. A lot of shots now coming out. Fury, Product Envy able to get the kill and secure those kill points for his squad. Spray trying to get through this gauntlet, trying to do whatever he can to secure placement for his team.
Yeah, I mean, he's still alive. He's still chugging along. This is like Thomas the Train all over again, my childhood. But he's running right to Ghost Gaming as they're going to take a couple shots. Spray looks like he might be able to make it here. Meanwhile, Optic over here, they're pushing on Elusive Gaming to kind of claim this area in the Fairy Pier, as you know, they're going to be forced to move into the zone. Both squads not in the current zone, and Noble is in the zone overlooking this. So like I said earlier with that gas station fight, kind of the same situation. both these squads, whoever wins, they're going to lose eventually because they're going to walk right into Noble's doorstep.
Yeah, exactly. Optic, Hetror putting out some smoke, trying to create a little bit of a diversion. Optic losing Bahawaka in the midst of this engagement, while Elusive's blanked remains downed in the garage. The rest of his teammates trying to get some sort of information on where these Optic teammates are. I don't think they are really aware of their location, so they're playing this res very slow. Yeah, Optic is going to be wrapping around to the left. Meanwhile, Elusive's Toast is going to get the res onto blank. So good play there. But Dave, look at how congested this is. I mean, you know, we talked about the Liddy Committee's position, and
I love it.
And they're in a safe position. However, if we look at this, the circle based off of percentages, it effectively favors the northern side. So they might have to try to play spoiler and get across. But we'll get to there when the time comes. We still have a lot of shots coming out right now. Ghost Gaming opting to engage this squad of hooligans who is still there in the gas station, occupied with those 2 remaining members of the Slime Squad.
Oh, and look at, before you know it, the Liddy Committee, they are going to have to push here, but they could swim. They can swim. They can get onto the shore. Another person that in particular that I'm digging their style, I'm digging their spot, Snorlax from Elusive Gaming, going for that split, that insurance policy, I'm going to call it here. But over here, we have Fadeaway 3 smack on the edge here. They're just going to be able to stay in this compound for this next circle and pretty much try to knock out as many people as possible, kind of destroy their armor, you know, make them go into their meds and all that good stuff here. But what's sticking out now? I mean, the Liddy Committee, they're actually going on the bridge, so that's kind of sticking out to me. Yeah, I thought they would swim.
Definitely an interesting choice by the Liddy Committee to push this far and this aggressive into the circle, where 2 squads occupy the left and the right side of the road. Ghost Gaming has spotted the Liddy Committee on the bridge, and McCoy is going to be taking some shots as we have off-screen Overjaw taking out Twitch TV Amazon. So a lot of kills now going out as this later circle has transitioned these teams out of their safe zones, out of their compounds, and into the unknown.
Yeah, I mean, still 15 teams live. We're seeing lots of knockouts, lots of kills, but it's not really getting the full squad wipe. So that's also something to keep in mind here as these next circles continue to push, is the ability for a squad that has maybe 1, maybe even 2 members, just their ability to remain in the game and pretty much go for positioning. That's something that that always strikes me, always gets my attention.
Yeah, definitely. We see Quad Pen now. Shrimsy with the 8 times on the Scar, trying to see if he can spot any of these players that he's been hearing taking all these shots over at the gas station. Unable to currently. We're going to take a look now over here. The Master Note is spotting Elusive's Toast, taking a lot of shots now. Blank not spotted yet, but going to provide a little bit of support for his teammates now.
Oh, man. Depending on how Elusive plays this, Snorlax is actually behind Noble. If he swims onto the shore and kind of wraps around, they could really pinch Noble. But Noble, they're taking out Fizzle as they're making this push. This was a 3v4. They're defending this compound. Toast actually going down here. This is a 1v2 situation in favor of Noble.
Yeah, Noble is engaging this and putting out a lot of very good damage right now. A lot of pressure being put out onto Elusive as this circle is going to be transitioning now and pushing these teams out of this area and into the safe zone. So, you know, these teams are sort of in a little bit of a quandary, you know, they're in a tough spot, right? They have to move very soon. Elusive's blanked, is trying to figure out if he has the ability to get Toast back up. But a lot of shots now coming out on the Optic. 1 remaining member of Optic is taken down.
They're done.
Yep, so they are done. Optic being taken out by Think First and the rest of his squad of Core 4. Yep. Yeah, so, you know, Core 4 performing very well tonight, Dave.
Taking out Optic, that's definitely one to mark down on your checklist in your books for sure. But going back to the Elusive gaming kind of strat split or whatnot with Snorlax, interesting call, because we see him now. Toast actually going down, I believe, or not Toast, but the his other member going down. So I mean, Elusive Gaming, they had the numbers advantage on Noble for that push, but because Snorlax decided to kind of go for that insurance policy, it put him at a disadvantage, and they actually lost that fight. I mean, Noble, they're still up. The 2 members remaining, they're still up. They're still doing good, and they're in this next zone here. So, and look at that, a hop, skip, and look at this. That Noble, they couldn't have been luckier than this. They're already in the zone. Wow.
Yeah, exactly. So great circle. I think most of the teams are happy here. The water has been pushed out of play for the most part, except for this little bit of coastal area on the northeastern side of the safe zone. That's going to be also Core 4 spotting the team of Fury Gaming up here to the northwest. But Fury Gaming also spots to the north Vapor Esports. So a lot of these squads still have most of their teammates alive, which is going to provide for a lot of squad battle as this circle pushes them even further closer together. A lot of these compounds and the safe zone have already been occupied. Dave, let's go ahead and take a look now at Fadeaway 3, who needs to push in off this eastern edge.
I mean, they have to push, but worst case scenario, go for that nice swim, kind of take a dip, relax. But it's going to be tough because if they do opt in for the swim, I believe that ledge there is kind of difficult, like a puzzle piece getting up that, and Rush is kind of overlooking that whole area in general. So, I mean, worst case scenario, go for a swim, go for placements, but looks like they're actually going to opt into going along the rock's edge. Little Prodigy being spotted, actually, taking a couple shots, so.
Borjuzzi has spotted Lil Prodigy as he drops down into the water. Looks like the rest of Lil Prodigy's teammates over on Fadeaway 3 are going to follow. But look at this, a massive squad wipe coming out for the team of Vapor Esports. And we have Core 4 spray getting a lot of engagement right here and a lot of shots coming out as Think First gets knocked. And Fury right there, Production Envy trying to hide behind the car. The rest of his squad back behind them on the hill. The res is going out now. Spray trying to get his teammates up.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. I mean, it's only the two squads over here in the west, so it's really a do or die situation. And whoever gets this win, I mean, there's a possibility of getting that crate right in front of them. So I know getting the crate this late in the game is a death sentence, but you never know. I mean, if you don't have a helmet, there could be a level 3 helmet, some armor in there, and that will definitely play in your favor over here. So we see Vapor Esports actually taking a couple more shots trying to secure these kills. Meanwhile, the Lady Committee, they're still looking good. 4 members strong here in the south. I mean, this whole game it's kind of been just walking and cruising along. So we're going to have to watch these guys and see exactly what they plan on doing with their advantage they had early on with all that sweet loot.
Yeah, definitely. We still see Product Envy, your Fury, pushing up onto these guys of Core 4 who have occupied this building. There was a crate nearby, but yeah, very dangerous to go for that. Product Envy just trying to effectively play spoiler and tank out this squad that's camping this building. I don't know if he's going to be able to get any sight lines. He might be able to, but it's going to be a risky peek if so.
Yeah, I mean, what's up?
Well, look at this circle now. The circle is about to shrink and progress further.
Oh,
we see it move to the eastern edge of the coast, and look at Ghost Gaming's position, Dave.
Ghost Gaming, I want to say 9 out of 10 circles. They're in it. They're in it for the long haul. These guys, they know how to read the map. They know their math. They know their statistics, and it pays off time and time again. Meanwhile, Noble finally making this push. It looks like one of them have been taken out, Natural, but Natural is going to be able to get the raise, and then they're going to have to haul their little butts right into the backside of Ghost Gaming, but they're still in it. I mean, impressive on their part.
Yeah, definitely impressive. Look at the eastern edge, though. It looks like Fadeaway 3 has secured a good position. They're going to be trying to get up the coast right now to see if they can spot any of these enemies that they hear shooting and fighting so much up here. But look at this. We have Vapor Esports, who has been playing pretty much the aggressive battle, pretty much the entire game, Dave. I mean,
the whole game, yeah.
These guys have been squad wiping as they've been transitioning off this northern edge. So a lot of good play coming out from Vapor Esports. They're going to be coming down here to the crate, actually. So Timid is going to see if he can pick up some spoils.
I mean, he has a level 3, but he gets the AWM. I want to see this guy pop off over here. I mean, they've been a rolling death ball this whole game, like you just mentioned. And now they kind of secured this section of the zone. They have a nice little buffer around them, so they'll be able to actually, you know, take fights, engage, and the AWM. I mean, you can pop off some helmets left and right. So let's see how this guy uses it.
Exactly. Little Prodigy for Fadeaway 3 has spotted Ghost Gaming in that compound, keeping an eye on the flanks as well. He's going to be trying to see if he can get any effective damage out on any of these remaining squads that are going to be pushing into the circle now, Dave.
Yep. Circle is starting to move here. Core 4, they're still in it. Ghost Gaming, they're in it. The Lady Committee, they're in it. Noble, they're making the push. Fadeaway 3, they're still in the game. Slime Squad still in the game, and the Hooligans. So a lot of squads still in it. I mean, we have 8 teams alive still. You know, they're ready to fight. Look at Little Prodigy actually taking down Profi, his arch enemy, Ghost Gaming. It just seems like everybody's starting. Even the Liddy committee wants a piece of this. So they're all laying fire on this little compound here. I mean, it's smack in the middle, so why not? And, you know, it's going to put Ghost Gaming in a tight situation as they have to take 2 fights on 2 separate, you know, angles.
Yeah, we mentioned how good of a location that Ghost Gaming was able to lock down relative to where this circle ended up. But Fadeaway 3 was able to, you know, effectively use all of the different sightlines that this building presents. I mean, we have windows all over the place in this building. So Ghost Gaming needs to be very careful of the different angles that they can be attacked from as all of these squads now start to circle in around them.
And actually one of the members from Noble being taken out by the Liddy committee as they made that little sneaky push, and Natural taking out one member from the Liddy committee. And the Liddy committee finally securing that kill on Noble, but look, oh my goodness, next circle's up.
Yeah, next circle is up. It is moved to the northern edge of the previous circle. We have a lot of shots coming out of the Slime Squad. I mean, I guess finally wiping the rest of Hooligans who had occupied this area next to them. They need to be very careful about this fadeaway squad, though, that is right to the left of them. Occupying this shack, though, is a good option.
What cover is in this next zone? I mean,
yeah, not a lot of cover, Dave, if any. Maybe a few trees. But yeah, I mean, we have a lot of shots now coming out as these teams are starting to spot each other. We have the Liddy committee Wilkers going down to a lot of shots now coming out from Define Legit and the rest of this Ghost Gaming squad.
I mean, this is going to be tough. Obviously, Ghost Gaming, I'm favoring them just because they could stay in their compound the longest, you know, until the very end, and then they have to push, and they just have to make sure that they secure the kills over there to their east on Fadeaway and to their south on the Liddy committee, even to the west with Core 4. I mean, it's just a deadly standoff over here. So I'm actually looking at Vapor Esports. Like, they still got that buffer, baby. They got that buffer.
Yeah, they're in an all right spot. We're starting to see these smokes come out now from Core 4. I like the play, using these smokes as, you know, effectively any sort of cover they can, and providing a lot of confusion for the rest of this Ghost Gaming squad now, who has pretty much tunneled into the Liddy committee.
Here we go. There's so much fights happening. We have Core 4 actually taking on a fight with Vapor Esports at the same time. The Liddy committee being wiped out by Ghost Gaming. I mean, this is getting hectic. Ghost Gaming taking shots. Almost
and look at that.
Think First.
Yeah, Think First just found the rest of that squad in the shack and is able to squad wipe them after being taken down to nearly 10% HP. Think First now using the smoke as cover. What a great play coming out of Core 4, Dave.
4 teams alive. We have a solo, and a solo against Ghost Gaming. This isn't looking good for Think First. Now he's all by himself here. If I was him, I would be super scared. I'm scared. Hold my hand. I'm scared.
Yeah, it is currently a 1v4 situation. That is going to be Think First of Core 4 being the only remaining teammate for them, and then the full squad of Ghost Gaming with this southern edge. Think First, though, with a great smoke providing a lot of cover, though, but Ghost Gaming has identified that he is likely in that smoke, so they're going to be taking a few blind shots, seeing if they can connect.
Yeah, I mean, that bush definitely protecting them behind the smoke. I mean, he has a long life in front of him, but look at this zone. It's just trolling him to the max. He actually has to push, and that smoke giving away. They're actually taking some shots. He's taken out immediately after the smoke is gone. That's just how it's done. That's how it's done.
Yeah, I mean, a great first game, Dave. We had a lot of great gunplay coming out. So, you know, if this game sort of sets up anything for the night, it is going to be an action-packed remaining 3 games. So I'm certainly excited to see this. But I mean, let's look at the standings and look at how they shaped up for this first match of the night, Dave. We have Ghost Gaming coming in at first. We have Core 4 coming in at second, and then the Slime Squad coming in at third with only 3 members. So, you know, they were able to do a lot, Dave. And we had sort of mentioned earlier in the game that we were looking to see how they would perform in this lobby. So, you know, definitely a lot of great play coming out of them. Little Prodigy and the members of Fadeaway 3 coming in at 4th, Dave. So, you know, what did you like about this game, Dave? What did you enjoy seeing?
I mean, I liked the Liddy committee's early on position, and that transition, you know, I was feeling good. I was feeling them till the very end, and until I realized that they had to pretty much go right into Ghost Gaming. Still 4 members strong, even in the last circle of this game. So, you know, besides that, Core 4 putting in work once again. surprising me, but I can't say that anymore because these guys, they're consistent at this point. They're always top 4 every time I cast. And Slime Squad with the 3rd place. Congrats to these guys. I don't think they had 3 members. Somebody might have left the lobby after they died. I hope they didn't have 3 members, but if they did, what an accomplishment to get 3rd place. And of course, Beta Wave 3 being able to secure that rocks, that ledge area, definitely paying off for the 4th place here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. And a little bit of a shakeup also with Optic ending up going out at 15th. So, we usually see a bit of a better performance coming out of that squad right there, but they did have the early down on their team that sort of hampered them going throughout the rest of the match. As the end circle, Dave, it was stacked with a lot of full squads. I mean, there was really nowhere safe in that, and those final maybe 3 or 4 circles. A lot of teams were pushing into each other. There weren't a lot of compounds that were left open if there were compounds, period. So, definitely an interesting first match, an exciting first match. We are going to kick it over to the intermission and get this second match up while we compute these stats. So, guys, thank you for tuning in. We have 3 more matches of the evening for the Auzom Premier League Season 2, Week 4. Red Lobby for North America. Thank you for tuning in, and we will be back shortly.